so I'm going to go over the stretches that we need to do to make us more flexible for the team. It's going to be a combination of things that you probably already know and some things that you don't know. I will try and explain why we do everything that we do. I'm going through things quickly. When you find something that's harder for you to do, that should mean that you're going to hold it for longer and do it more often. In general, you should be stretching outside of practice time at least twice a week. I personally would try to do it every day if you have that availability. So it's going to take about half an hour to an hour, depending upon how diligent you are about stretching. So you're going to start with your wrists, go up, rotate inwards, going down. Do that several times. Move shoulders back, then your shoulder forward. Then do it with the arms, back and forward. Then I go into a squat, start my center, move side to side to give each leg more time to be a little more flexible. Go into a deeper squat on my elbows, do the same thing. Then I start with a side lunge. Now, I'm going to keep my knee parallel to my heel first. And I rotate sideways. Then I'm going to put my knee past my toes. Gives you a deeper lunge. And I'm going down to the elbows. First, I'm going to lift the arm closer to my leg. Hold it there. Then I switch. The longer you hold positions like this, the more it works on your balance and your core strength. Then I'm going to rotate to the leg that I have bent. Hold that there. Put your feet together. I start with the flex. I try to touch my toes. I only do the flex first because I haven't done the other leg. So again, I start with the lunge sideways. Keep my knee in line with my heel. Deeper, passing my knee to my toes, my elbows, one arm, the other arm, switch. Now pointed toes. Okay. Then I put my feet together. If you cannot keep both of your hips on the ground, that means you're too far pulled in and doing something like this. We're not there yet. You want to keep your hips down, try to get your knees to go down, and then pull in. Okay? Hold that there. Some people will do what I would call like a butterfly flap. You just go up and down. Gives them time to go down, plus it helps with gravity pushing them down. Then you're going to go over, go to one knee, then the other knee, put your legs forward, touch your toes. Now, going straight forward will provide a little bit of a different stretch than going up and over because it depends on how your hip flexors are flexible. So I would suggest doing both every once in a while, switching back and forth. You're going to cross one leg over the straight leg. First I hold it there, then I'm going to rotate. So I'm going to take the arm with the same leg, over. Here I'm stretching my back when I do these. Again, back down. Next, work on your ankles, pointing and flexing each toe. You should be feeling this. If not in your feet, up into your shins, and possibly even on the insides. Okay? You notice when I point my toes, my calves are flexed. So I'm working a lot of the muscles in my legs when I do this. I'm doing a flex foot. It's also going to be doing the same thing. It flexes the calf in a different position. Definitely is going to hurt your shins more. And it helps you do different stretches. Do one at a time, both together. Then I start working on my ankles by rotating them. When I do something like that, I rotate one leg, and it rotates the leg itself. Okay? Point, rotate. Okay, so I'm not just rotating the ankle, that's what we're doing. it rotates the whole leg. Okay? So you're going up, out, point, together, then backwards, point, out, up, together. Do that several times in both directions, however you're going to do it. Keep those ankles warm, rotating them. They can go together. Or opposites, however you want to do that. Then you can go back here. You should be able to pull everything in a little bit better this time. The more you warm up your legs, the more flexible you become. Do everything the same again. Then I'm going to get on your knees. I start with my right, put my right leg forward, lean forward. If you don't have the balance, this is something to help you with your balance. You're going to make sure you keep your knee straight forward. Turning it out is going to change your stretch. We want to work on it this way. So you're going to stick your legs straight out forward and lean forward. Then you're going to try and keep your heel in that same spot and sit into it. If not, at least keep the leg out as straight as possible and sit into it. You should be feeling it in the back of your leg. Then I'm going to take out and lean back. I'm going to be feeling this in this leg here. And then if I arch my back, I feel it in my back. And work my way down. Okay, something like that. I try to keep my shoulders on the ground. And the more flexible I get in my hip, I'll be able to put my back flat on the ground. Right now I don't have that yet. But this is going to be working on your hip flexor, as well as your knees flexibility and your quad flexibility. You're going to do that to both sides. So same thing to the other side. Start this way, squat down, open up, and lean back. Then what you want to do is get up against the wall, put your feet to the wall, so this is where the wall is going to be, and then you're going to push yourself in. Okay? So you have your face to the wall, and you're pushing yourself in. You're going to hold that there. Make sure that when you start, you're sitting on your bottom, leaning forward, if anything. Okay? Then, a different way to do it is you go back. You're going to lean back onto your butt, and then lean forward. It's going to flex different parts of your hip and your legs. Then you're going to put your bottom all the way against the wall. So if this is my wall here, putting my legs up and putting my butt onto the wall. Okay? Then what I'm doing is I'm holding my legs up first, and then I slide them open. The longer you keep them open, the more gravity is going to take its toll on your legs, and they're going to keep going further down and down and down. So that's a good stretch for that. I also flip over. The wall is still behind me. I start together, move my legs apart, and scoot into the wall. See how far I can get that way. These are all different ways to work on your straddles. Make sure to next flip over, you're going to grab your knee and pull it in. You can do this before you get to the wall, it's up to you. I pull one leg in, then I put it straight up. I put it straight up without holding it because I'm working on the muscle in my leg to hold up my legs. After a while, it's harder to hold it up on its own. Then, eventually, I start pulling in. Something important when you work on that is not to do this. You want to keep your hip down, back flat on the floor, and then pull in. If you can't, don't do that. Keep it straight up and reach with the opposite arm if you have to. You also want to make sure you keep your bottom leg straight and your top leg straight. And then you pull in. This is not going to do as much or help you as much. This is going to stretch the whole leg. Then you want to make sure that you warm up your neck so you can take the arm in which you're going to move your head towards and pull your head over slightly. You're going to switch. You want to do forward and back, side to side, and the tilts before you go all the way around in both directions. You should already have your shoulders warmed up, your wrists should be warmed up, your ankles, your legs, your knees, all that should be warmed up. It's